Darren Tuttle here for Ferguson Roof Systems. For 43 years, Ferguson Roof Systems has been protecting Oklahoma's homes and businesses with quality roofing services. Their goal was to be the most honest and dependable roofing company in the state, all while providing free services such as lifetime labor warranty and annual inspections. Well, mission accomplished with thousands of client testimonials, an A+ Better Business Bureau rating, and a 5-star rating on Google. Look, the weather gives you enough to worry about, so why worry about who to trust with your roof? Call Ferguson Roof Systems today or find out more at fergusonroofsystems.com.
Hey everyone, Meteorologist Darren Tuttle back with you again. It is Monday night. It's just 10 o'clock. It is time to get your weather update so we can send you off to bed so you know what's going to happen as we head into our upcoming period for Christmas. So if you haven't seen some of my live broadcasts over the last few days, we've been detailing what's been happening behind the scenes. We'll get into a lot of the details as to how, when, why, whatnot. So a lot of you have seen that. We're going to shorten it down to this particular time because everything's a lot more clear now than it has been. So there's a lot less to discuss as far as potential outcomes. And it's pretty much at this point locked in. So we'll tell you what that locked in means. Does it mean bitterly cold temperatures? Does it mean snow? Does it mean a blizzard? Does it mean, fill in the blank? Well, we'll get to all that and more. Hang tight just a couple minutes. On Facebook, again, if you're having a tough time getting notified when I do go live, click that link I just posted in the comments section. You can do it any point in time during this broadcast or even come back during the replay and do it. And what you can do is manage your messages to opt in. If you have already done so, you have to redo it ever so often. And that will let Facebook know that you are interested in getting a direct message from me to let you know that I'm going live. That way you don't miss anything. You guys out there on YouTube, thanks for checking in. Jim, I see you as always. You guys on Rumble, thanks for checking in. Also on Twitter as well. Appreciate you there. All right, let's get on with the program, shall we? So out there currently I've got 43 degrees, so still into the low 40s here in my backyard, so not too terrible. Not a bad way to round out the day. We're going to get a lot colder than that, of course, coming up. Temperatures out there across the state manage anywhere from the 30s to the west to the 40s, central and east, with, yes, some 20s up into the panhandle. Wind speeds in that area out of the north. Yeah, northwest wind, because why? There is a cold front that has moved in on the back side of an area of low pressure that moved through earlier this morning. Some of you may have gotten some sprinkles out of that, some light showers, may even have heard some thunder off into the looming distance. So that was that little system that moved on by. It may have had a few snowflakes mixed in. I have no idea. I was asleep. But up around the state border in the Kansas was the most likely area for that. If my ability to concentrate gets distracted, is because the kids open up some new Christmas presents early and they are squeaking like there's no tomorrow. It's nonstop for the last 2 hours. But it's good they found their squeaking toys. All right, anyway, so cold front's moving in. And that'll help to cool things down for your Tuesday. So much colder tomorrow than it was today. Okay, now here's a little sneak peek of what's coming. This is the probability of exceeding a warning criteria, which is about 80% up across the Chicago area into the Great Lakes, near Lake Superior, a good chunk of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That stretches on back down into northeastern quadrant of Kansas over that Wednesday, Thursday time frames. That system starts to lift out into the plains and then up into the Great Lakes region. So what that means is the Weather Service can have their hands full, and for travelers and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so temperatures. Let's start here. So for tonight, remember that cold air zips on in. You can see the blue color represents the freezing line. It does get here to the Oklahoma City metro area barely by tomorrow morning. In the afternoon, we're going to rebound a little bit, mostly 30s. There will be some 40s across the far southern and southeastern parts of the state. Otherwise, it will be a chilly day compared to today. So, coats are going to be needed for your Tuesday. Wednesday is still a wild card. In the morning, we'll be cold, of course. We'll be dropping down into the 20s to start off your Wednesday. And then in the afternoon, the models originally hadn't really got us much above freezing. And then this latest data, it's got us into the low 40s here for a few hours in the afternoon and early evening before things cool down again. So just kind of a heads up there. And then we've got the bottom dropping out by Thursday morning as the cold front has already moved through and temperatures fall into the teens in central Oklahoma and north and west into the single digits. Now, I like the actual icon model best for the timing of their front as far as what the models are having to suggest, knowing that they're always late to the party. So this is 3 o'clock in the morning, and it does have the front already begin to push through Oklahoma City, which is what I kind of alluded to this afternoon at our lunchtime live, and even yesterday I talked about. I wouldn't be surprised if it came in around midnight. But so between midnight and 6 a.m., this Arctic front will move through Oklahoma City. But otherwise, you can see back behind it, temperatures will be falling quickly into the single digits. It's got us in the morning hours dropping down to about 0 degrees here in Oklahoma City. It's much more aggressive than the other models. It's got into the negative numbers. In other words, -5 to -7 degrees across northern Oklahoma during the midday hours on Thursday. So again, this front means business. It is going to be cold. And then for the rest of Thursday afternoon, single digits across the state. And as we head on into Friday morning, we're back still into the single digits. Doesn't really change any. There'll still be a few numbers below 0, especially in northeast Oklahoma. And of course, much of the coldest, brutal stuff is north and east from there. As we said, all up to the Great Lakes. And if you want to kind of fast forward, okay, well, that's great. But what about Friday? We'll be into the teens during the day. All right. And then what about after Friday? Well, let's go to Saturday. Yep, you guessed it. We'll be into the teens in the morning, but 20s by afternoon, and then we're going to kind of rinse and repeat for Sunday. Sunday morning in the teens in the morning, and then we'll be close to freezing in this little blue line out here, west central Oklahoma. We'll still be upper 20s here in central Oklahoma. You will get above freezing out in western part of the state for Christmas Day. So that's kind of how the temperatures looks. If you've noticed the last few days, no real big changes here from AT's weather standpoint as to what we're going to expect. Now the wind speeds in the model data has come down quite a bit. They earlier had several gusts, more widespread around 60 miles per hour. The latest gusts or latest data is more closer to 50 miles per hour. So that would help to eliminate a lot of, let's just call it power outage potential, and also help to limit a little bit on the wind chill. So when you factor in the wind and the temperatures, we're still looking at minus teens to in some case minus 20s for wind chill values on Thursday. But at least I don't see any minus 30s anymore, right? So that would be the better news. If the winds can die down just even by 10 miles per hour, that makes all the difference in the world in these gusts as far as wind chill values go. But it's still going to be deadly, though. If you're outdoors for any length of time, frostbite does occur. And I've had posted some graphics earlier today on my social media and in my blog of the day. Well, here's a look at the NAM model. Jet stream pattern is going to show you how that energy comes crashing in the northwest and then moves through the central part of the country right here into Oklahoma, stretching all up to the Rockies. So here's the issue, or I call it an issue because I was kind of a little disappointed because, you know, I do want some fun stuff, right? So we talked about how the jet stream, which is currently lined up here, moving right across Oklahoma, needed to come a little more west and it's a little more south, and everything would have changed for us. Everything. We're talking blizzard, baby. But it didn't happen. It stayed locked in these last couple of days about where it is. So that just means a glancing blow for us when it comes to snow. And we'll show you the totals on that here in a second. Here's a look at the latest American model. Just came in, hot off the presses. Shows that snow breaking out across the northern plains here for Wednesday afternoon. Hence that graphic I showed you to start off the broadcast with. Otherwise, that continues to expand north and east. But you can see the tail end of it does move across Oklahoma on Thursday morning. So a little quick shot of snow here through midday Thursday before moving on out. And it is a heck of a storm up here across the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes, maybe even still some severe weather we talked about. It's just going to be a mess up there. Very windy. We're talking blizzard-like conditions. It's just going to be a mess traveling at all, period, on Thursday from the Midwest, Great Lakes, to New England. And then you got another little system kind of bringing some light snow across the Rockies during that time frame for Friday morning and up to the Pacific Northwest, a little mixture of rain and snow. Some of that little light snow, as you can see right here on the map, the little blue area does drift in Oklahoma for Friday evening. So again, don't be surprised to see a little secondary rain of some flurries or light snow that does move through. Could produce as much of a light dusting across the state. And then that's going to be about it. High pressure builds in after that. Things look kind of quiet from that point forward. So that's the bigger picture. We're going to zoom in here for you just a little bit. And since the new model is in, we're going to go ahead and use it to our advantage. And we'll show you that here. So if you guys are watching from Kansas, don't worry. It's not even a question as to whether or not you're going to get snow. And not even a question if you're going to get measurable snow. Again, there's Wednesday afternoon and evening through the midnight hour toward daybreak. Whoa, went right past that. Get back over here, would you? Let's see. All right, so there's Thursday morning showing you snow from central parts of eastern and northern Oklahoma. all the way up northward from there. But it seems how quickly it moves in and moves out, right? So it doesn't really linger a whole lot. There's that secondary batch of snow that kind of comes in across the state, as we said, for Friday night, Saturday. Okay, now the European data, all of its ensemble members do have snow for Oklahoma City minus, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, so that 13 to 14 of its 50 total runs don't say snow, but everybody else does. And that's for basically a very light dusting. In other words, less than about an inch. There will be a little bit of ice with this system. It's a quick changeover from rain to freezing rain and sleet, all within a matter of 5-10 minutes. So we could call it like a flash freeze, where any of that precipitation that does fall will freeze instantly as temperatures fall into the teens very fast behind that cold air, which means bridges, overpasses, everything might be a little slippery, especially the models like that spot up in Kansas more so than Oklahoma, although I do think we'll see some here. Snowfall amounts, let's take a look at them, let's check them out. This is a look at the latest Canadian model, which right now I'm favoring more so than the others. It does keep that hard in the line sand we talked about at lunchtime today, northwest to southeast across the state. So it does include Oklahoma City, but barely, for measurable snow, up to about an inch, in my opinion. South and west of there, just some flurries. And then as you travel more north and northeast, you add an inch to 2 inches. To by the time you get to far northeastern Oklahoma, you're up to about 3 inches of snow. So Tulsa, probably 2 inches. You might get 3 on the north side of the county. Otherwise, more snow piles up here, 4 to 5 to 6 inches, southwest Missouri, eastern Kansas, and then it got rid of the 1 foot bullseye, dropped it off to about 9 to 10 inches, so it kind of curtailed it back a little bit. But that's not surprising. Snow estimates, early stages are always crazy. Let's take a look at the newest American model, the experimental version, just to show you. Let's see, let me back this up. So there's Thursday, and then there's that new batch for Saturday. Look at that. Okay, so it's funny is we might get more snow in Oklahoma City on that Friday night, Saturday morning deal than we would on this original deal. But needless to say, this is the total, grand total of it right here, which include, again, about an inch or so in central Oklahoma, west to east, down to southeast, higher amounts up in north and east. I actually kind of favor the Canadian more than I do the GFS here, so we'll see. I mean, it is only Monday night, but that's what I'm going with. Temperatures. Well, obviously they're going to be cold, and the models are going to flip-flop still by a couple of degrees, but we're still looking at lower single digits by the time you head toward the end of Thursday. By midnight and Friday morning. Again, this is susceptible to error, as we still should probably be in the lower single digits for Friday morning, struggling to get into the mid-teens, and then Saturday teens to 20s, Sunday again teens in the morning to 20s, so upper 20s. So again, I don't buy this warm up here on Sunday. After that, though, I don't have a problem with a little bit of a warm up around here. If you are going to be traveling, you want to know what the road conditions are like, take a look at my weather site, AaronTuttleWeather.com. You can look at the weather data tab and you can find multi-state road conditions. There's a bunch of stuff on here you can utilize. But these will show you the map across Oklahoma. You can click on all the cameras to see how much snow is there or how traffic's moving along. Same thing for Missouri, Kansas, Colorado, Texas even. No problems down there as expected, and also Arkansas. And like I mentioned on my blog as well, if you haven't viewed that, toward the bottom of this blog, even midway through, I throw in some tips on what you can look for. So there's a wind chill chart showing you that frostbite can occur in half an hour when you have wind chill values in the negative teens. When you get wind chill value into the negative 20s, we're talking about 10 minutes or between like 10 minutes and 30 minutes. So it can happen to you. So here's some tips on how to avoid, spot, and treat frostbite and hypothermia. And then a little bit more down the road here, how to dress in layers, winterizing your car, what to bring in your car, animal safety tips for outdoors, what happens if you lose power in your home, how to keep that warm, and how to winterize your homes. A lot of tips that may come in handy for you during events like this. Let's see, one last thing I want to show you, and it was this guy here. And let's take a look here. Okay, so the models are playing with me for Wednesday. So we do look to be, this purple represents pure saturation atmosphere. So in other words, very cloudy skies. So that's what the atmosphere is telling me here for Wednesday. So not much sun is expected for Tuesday and Wednesday, just so you know. And it thickens up enough to where Wednesday evening we might get some drizzle. If temperatures stay above freezing, then it's just cold drizzle. If they can drop down to 32, 31, then obviously you're talking about freezing drizzle. And that may not happen until closer to midnight. So there's some wiggle room in here that we'll have to look at tomorrow. But just kind of keep that in the back of your mind that the event may start a little earlier, but not because of the Arctic air, just because of the cold air already in place. It's a long shot at this point, but it's close call. So we'll just kind of watch that tomorrow and see what happens. All right, that's all I wanted to show you on that deal. Okay, so this was it. I told you it's a lot quicker tonight than it has been the last few nights or afternoons because I've had lots to talk about. Okay, so let me check you guys out on YouTube. Well, you guys are chatty tonight as always. Good to see that. Nancy's always in the house and talking with Jody. Christopher Hubbard. Woo, you guys got some action coming up in your neck of the wood up there in the upper Midwest. I hope you enjoy it. Guys on Twitter, again, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully Elon will fix that to where we can get some chatting going on the Twitter platform. That'd be kind of nice if they can get that revamped. And then I'm going to pull in my Facebook page on my phone so I can read your comments. I can only go back so far because Facebook is fun. Ron Anderson, he's like, what a bummer. There's some snow meisters out there. I get it. That you do want some snow. I'm with you. You're still going to get some. It's just not going to be all that much. But hey, it is what it is, right? Let's see. I couldn't show any comments there. Let's see. What if I do them here? Let's see. All right. So the problem with Facebook is weird is if I don't load up comments at the beginning, I don't see them. And then it truncates everything. Rachel Kingsworth, thank you for the stars tonight, by the way. Alice, my pleasure. Merry Christmas right back to you. Thanks for always checking in. Martha, yes, definitely dog toys. Penelope and Larry are having fun. I'll have to show you Penelope here recently if you've missed her from our Team Tuttle Realty updates. She's her coat, if you will, is getting a lot lighter, a lot more brown, so you can see more details in her face and everything. So she's cutening up. Amber, Merry Christmas back at you. Sharon as well. Kim in the house. My nephew is going to be Kansas City at the Chiefs game Christmas Eve. It's going to be a little cold up there. Matt. It's funny. See, now you know why I couldn't think there for a second. You tried to think with all that noise going on, all those squeakers. It can definitely make you lose your focus. Let's see. What else? Oh, Terry's driving from Branson on Thursday morning. Oh, why in the world would you do that? That is not a good time to leave. Just so you know, I'd probably put that off until the end of the day so you can come in on the backside of the storm or leave Wednesday or just leave Friday morning. I don't know, but you picked the worst time to go. But I'm sure you'll be fine. So just a little snow. Just take it easy. Let's see. Jordan, howdy. Down there in Big D. I wish you guys could get a little snow, but it's not going to happen. Unless they'll get a little flurry action on that Friday night, Saturday deal. If the track shifts a little more to the south, you might get some flurries or something during that period. Probably while most of you are sleeping. So, Kaylee, no real measurable snow for the Moore area. So, at most an inch. It's probably less than that. Higher amounts on the north side of town than the south side, so it won't be much. But it will blow around a lot. It'll probably be hard to measure. It'd be very dry snow. So yeah, Kevin, big snow up there. Sharon wants to see Penelope and Larry. All right, I may have to bring them out. Hey, Jody, you want to bring Penelope? We'll see if they'll take 5 minutes off their squeaking, and I can bring them out here. So hold that thought. So Mary is really hoping Norm would get some decent snow. I know, right? I was hoping that all of us would get some decent snow for Christmas. All right, I hear footsteps. Okay. We all know this one. Oh, okay. Hi. Boy, you want to talk about having your hands full? These two right here, especially this one. Hi. So this is little Penelope if you haven't met Penelope before. And of course, you know little Larry. So these two had just been squeaking away, so I've interrupted their squeaking festivities. So he's getting a little antsy. Hey, buddy. And he doesn't like being held next to her. Right. Why? Because you're a turd. Yeah, we call you a little turd. Because she picks on him all the time. She's definitely alpha. And he's like innocent, man. He's like sweet and docile. Well, now he's all uppity. All right, put him down. Go on. Off he goes. He doesn't like his squeaker being unmanned. So this one, though, will make you rethink having puppies. But she's so cute, though. Yeah, when you want to be. But she's starting to calm down just a hair from what she was before. But yeah, I mean, she just, I don't know, she just tears after Larry on purpose. All right, you just did some kissing noises. So now we go. Go get her. No, you can't do that. You can't make no kissing noises without the dogs. They both go running. Jody was trying to get one out of the room. You make that noise, they both come running. All right, so anyway, so there's the latest on little Penelope and Larry. So, ask and you shall receive. Okay, listen, I think that's it for me. I'm going to get out of here, but I will probably do another Facebook Live tomorrow and or Wednesday, I believe, and then in the evening. But I don't expect anything really to change from this point forward. But regardless, it's going to be chilly, so bundle up. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for checking in, and we will talk to you soon. Good night.